Let's fucking go.
Well, as you can see, the wrong intro got added. Good morning, guys, and welcome to Wake Up with Walker. Here we just have a cup of coffee. We talk about whatever we want to talk about. I hope everybody's having a great day so far. Hope you woke up in a good mood, and hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Now, as I always like to do is I like to start off with the soundtrack of the day. This is the record that will be playing in my office pretty much all day long. This is the Dixie Dregs, and this is Dregs of the Earth. If you don't know who the Dixie Dregs are, they are mostly instrumental band out of Augusta, Georgia. Steve Morse on guitar, Alan Sloan on violin and fiddle, Rod Morgenstein drums, Andy West bass, T. Lavitz on the keys. Absolutely killer stuff. I highly suggest you check out the Dixie Dregs. Morning, Marcus. How's it going? Chris? Hope everybody's having a great one. Now, real quick, because I am a beard guy, I'm going to go through what I'm wearing for the scent of the day, and that is Passport Grooming, Atlanta. Atlanta is basically peach and sweet iced tea. Absolutely phenomenal. And I'm pairing that with Tombstone Parfum from Bones, Beard, and Body. And let me tell you something. Passport's out of business, but Bones, Beard, and Body is just getting started. I highly suggest you check out Bones, Beard, and Body. Let's see, Marcus, you wearing Valhalla? Always good. Always good, man. Let's see. First and foremost, let me just say that I'm waiting on Sean Madigan. He's supposed to pop in here, but I'm not quite sure that he's awake yet. But we will see. We've got the scallywag of the week, Joshua Carter. Hopefully he's going to pop in here today. Hopefully. Now, got a question for you. Oh, you're right, Delmer. Hey, how you doing, man? Nightcrawler is absolutely fantastic. Melissa crushed that one. Let's see. All right. So, I lost track. Oh, I wanted to ask everybody a question. When you were growing up, what were some of your favorite Saturday morning cartoons? I'm a little older than some that might be in here, so my Saturday morning cartoons were, from the late 60s, 70s era. Cartoons like Speed Buggy, Hong Kong Phooey, the original Looney Tunes, things like that. Let me know in the comments what your favorite cartoons were, because I remember waking up in the morning and I remember me and my brother, my older brother, we'd get a big ass bowl of sugary sweet cereal and we go sit down in front of the TV at 6 a.m. and watch all these stupid shows that we loved, and it's funny when you look back at. I look back now at what I used to watch as a kid, and I sit there and I think to myself, "How the hell did I watch that stuff?" So stupid. You know, cartoons like Grape Ape and Jabberjaw about a talking shark. I mean, you know, but we were kids, man. Uh we got two in here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was a little after my time. Um I never really got into the Turtles, but Marcus, I did watch Johnny Quest, the original, and some of the offshoots of that one. Let's see. Yeah, it's funny because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, when they came out and everybody loved them, I was a little older, so I did see the very first movie. I've never seen any of the others. The first movie, I could take it or leave it. Uh, yeah, Marcus Flintstones, Delmer, Space Ghost. Yes, Space Ghost. Absolutely. Matter of fact, the voice actor for Space Ghost recently died within the last few years. Uh, that that bummed me out because Space Ghost was absolutely one of the best. Um, that whole Hanna Barbera action theme with Space Ghost, Johnny Quest, all that. Um, yeah, Marcus, a lot of deaths, man. We just lost Ozzy. We just lost Hulk Hogan. We lost a guy named George Kooymans, which most people wouldn't know, but he was a big part of my musical uh, influences. He was the guitar player with the band Golden Earring. If you don't know who Golden Earring is, they did the song Twilight Zone, Radar Love. Absolutely killer band. Chuck Mangione, Chris. Yeah, man. Dude, that guy was so talented. And, he had a couple of hits in the 70s that absolutely ruled the charts. And that's impressive for an instrumental. Um, you know, th- we all know life is short, and some people last longer than others. I am actually surprised Ozzy Osbourne lasted to 76 years old. I'm surprised that Hulk Hogan lasted as long as he did, beating up his body day in, day out. Uh, eh, you know, but I'm just glad that we all got a chance to experience uh, these people and their talents, and I salute them. Let's see. Yeah, this is the thing. Uh, there's a lot of people who are getting older, man. Our icons that we grew up with, they're getting older. And as we get older, they get even older than us. And, I'm 56 years old. And, I am not looking forward to some of my heroes uh, that I grew up with, when they finally pass. Okay, Chris, ask a question. Go ahead. What you got? Could it be the high table cleaning house? It very well could be. I mean, depending on what you believe, that could very well be the case. I do think that I do think that that could be a possibility. Just saying. Jeremy, How's it going, my biker brother? Well, baby biker brother. uh Appreciate you showing up, man. By the way, I dig the new tattoos, man. Very cool, very subtle. Um, you know, the cartoon thing and the icon thing, that brings me on to another. This is something that Jimmy Bones told me we should talk about. Excuse me. Guilty pleasures. You know, everybody's got guilty pleasures when it comes to movies and music. Uh, I have mine, and some of the ones that I have will probably shock you. But what are some of your guilty pleasures in movies and music? You know, when I was growing up, things like Saturday morning wrestling. Once the cartoons went off, that was like absolutely my favorite part of Saturday morning. And so much so that, when I got older, I started wrestling professionally for a few years. And, it's still one of my guilty pleasures, even though I know it's fake because I lived it. It's all scripted and all that, but it is fun. What's a guilty pleasure you got that is fun, that you enjoy, and you don't give a damn what anybody thinks? I'll tell you a couple of mine. Oh, Delmer, Elton John. Man, that ain't a guilty pleasure, man. He's absolutely fantastic. Uh, must be one of the top 20 musical uh, geniuses of all time, in my opinion. Uh, Now, one of my absolute favorite musical guilty pleasures, believe it or not, is ABBA. Yes, ABBA. Uh, little band from Sweden of two married couples. And the reason that I like ABBA so much is that their main songwriters, a guy named Bjorn Ulvaeus, and their piano player Benny Anderson, they wrote some of the most intricate, absolute fantastic melodies ever recorded. Uh, they were much more than just a, poppy, dance band. And ABBA's absolutely a guilty pleasure. Let's see. Yeah, well, Marcus, your wife's got good taste. Uh, um, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to forgive me. I am half blind, so I have to sit there and, you know, do the blind guy thing. Dude, Righteous Gemstones, absolutely fantastic, funny ass show. Love that damn show. I don't get to watch it very much, but it is a good one. Uh, Annie Lennox, Domer, Annie Lennox. Ooh, what a voice on that woman. From the Eurythmics to her solo stuff, absolutely fantastic. Um, you know, eh, when I was younger, I thought she was creepy. When the Eurythmics first came out, I was like, oh man, she's scary. But then I realized, man, she's a genius. She's awesome. She's actually gorgeous. Even to this day, Annie Lennox, hell yeah. Uh, Now another guilty pleasure of mine, and I won't spend too much time on this topic. Another guilty pleasure of mine, uh, absolutely is, uh, and it's going to sound weird, the Monkeys. I grew up on the Monkeys. watching the TV show and listening to the albums and stuff. And uh, even though they originally started as a made up band, they became proficient in their instruments and they actually did a lot of live concerts. Fun fact, on the Monkees' uh, first American tour, Jimi Hendrix was the opening act, and he got kicked off of the bill because he was booed off the stage. Yes, folks, Jimi Hendrix got booed off the stage opening for the Monkees. Can't make that shit up. Let's see. Nick at Night, yes, sir. A lot of people got into the Monkees from Nick at Night. And also when MTV did the reruns way back in the day, uh, you know, absolutely. So I'm hoping Sean, wherever you're at, shows up. He may be sleeping or sleeping it off. I don't know. And Joshua Carter, uh, eh, you know, if you're around, uh, pop in. Let's see. Yeah, I had heard that Stevie Ray Vaughan got booed off a couple of stages as well, which, when you think about it, is mind blowing. But you know what? It does happen. You know, it does. Some of these guys that are considered geniuses now, they started off getting booed. Get that refill, brother. Um, Now, let me just say this. With all the people we're losing, all the celebrities we're losing, we just let Malcolm Jamal Warner, uh, as well. It makes me take stock of my life, and at my age, I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. I've lived a life of 10 men, and it really makes you think. And somebody like Stevie Ray Vaughan, who died young in a helicopter crash, it makes you wonder, just how are we gonna go? You know what I mean? It's just food for thought. Ruth, yeah, Maria, by the way, love you, sis. Maria is right. Ruth Buzzy, absolute genius comedian, was on Laugh-In. Uh, had a couple other shows. Ruth Buzzy passed. She was fantastic. Uh, just so many uh, that are just fallen. They are fallen. It's like a war out there in Hollywood land. You know, and the battlefield is ripe with fallen icons, I guess you'd call them. Um, Another quick question. Yeah, it does feel like an attack on Generation X, that's for sure. Uh, but you know what? We're fucking tough. Um, Now, another question for y'all, and this is totally separate topic because I just want to know. Uh, when you watch a movie, no matter what genre of movie it is, whether it's a romance, horror, whatever, do you ever do what I do and you watch and you kind of wonder uh, what the meaning of life is? I do it all the time, even with horror movies. I sit there and, I was watching Jaws again for the 3,000th time the other day. And when Quint did his monologue sitting in the boat talking about, he's got black, lifeless eyes like a doll's eyes. I started thinking, I was like, man, you know, uh, that's deep. And I started relating things into my own existence. I'm just wondering if anybody else is as stupid as I am and does the same thing. Delmer, let me tell you something, man. You know, it's a mind thing that eh, you just can't help. Hey, let me tell you something, Maria. Quint, absolutely one of my favorite characters of all time, and I have studied him greatly. The whole farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Here's to swimming with bow-legged women. Gotta love it. And you know, uh, I understand. Depends on the movie. Um, you know, depending on the movie, your thought process goes any which way. And yes, I have seen Robert Shaw's son. He is a spitting freaking image. And if they remade Jaws right now, which I don't recommend, he would make the perfect Quint. Um, so let me just say this: Joshua Carter uh, is our scallywag of the week. He has been uh, participating. He's been posting a lot in the Bearded Scallywags group, and he is absolutely scallywag of the week. And Joshua Carter, I salute you. Uh, I tried to send him a link to get on. I don't know if it went through. I don't know if Sean Madigan sent him a link, but if he doesn't get on, I promise you this, we'll have him on next weekend when we announce the next Scallywag of the Week. We'll have them both on. You know, I want to give everybody their due. So, Joshua, thank you, man. And there's one thing I want to address. You know, there was a little bit of controversy uh, with the passing of Ozzy and Hulk, and uh, some companies uh, from different avenues, not just beard companies. They rushed to put out either Ozzy Osbourne merch or Hulk Hogan merch. And I had made a post on Facebook that I thought it was basically wrong to put out merch before somebody's even in the ground, unless they were going to donate uh, to charity. That's the one stipulation that I would say, okay, I can understand that. Um, I still don't think it's quite right, but I understand it. And there were a couple of companies that are releasing uh, products that are donating to charity. And I just wanted to say that I salute that. I may not agree with releasing something so soon, but I do appreciate the fact that you're willing to donate to charity. That does mean a little something. Okay. Just wanted to get that out of the way. I don't want any hard feelings between me and anybody, uh, owners or otherwise, but it is absolutely, uh, you know, hold on real quick, guys. I'm sorry. Uh, let me see. Trying to figure out how to bring Joshua Carter on here. I am new to this. Um, do, 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 do. Trying to figure this out, guys. I'm sorry. I am not that smart. Well, Chris, and this is the thing. A lot of guys want something commemorative, that they can have on their show. And I get that. To me, if you're going to release something for somebody who has passed, wait at least a month. To me, that's just, how I would do it. That's all. Uh, let's see. Um, yeah, there needs to be a mourning period. Absolutely. It's just the right thing to do. It's the decent thing. Uh, doo, doo, doo. Okay, I lost you there for a second. Um, yeah, Chris. Well, um, that's just my thoughts on it. Is wait a month, wait a month, and then donate some of the portion to charity. To me, that's the way to do it. But you know, people gotta make their money, I guess, and support their families. And if they choose to do it that way, that's that's their prerogative. Let's see. Uh, I'm sorry, guys. I am technically inept. So, you know, Sean Madigan's usually the guy who lets people in and stuff. Joshua just sent me a thing saying that he was waiting to be let on, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out how to let him on. So I promise you guys in the future that we will figure this out, and I will, you know, make this a whole lot smoother and a whole lot better. Love you too, Maria. See you soon.
Yo, what's up, bud?
Hey, buddy, there you are.
Good morning, man. Good morning. My apologies. I slept through every goddamn alarm I have. So
That's all right, man. I'm just trying to figure out how to get Joshua Carter on here. He's apparently in the green room.
hold on. Josh, what's up, bud?
There he is. Good
Hey,
Lord.
what's going on, bud? Sorry about that, man. Hey,
No problem at
congratulations,
all.
man. Josh, Scallywag of the Week, man. We appreciate it, man. All the posting, sharing, the love, everything else on the page, man. Totally appreciate it, brother.
Damn right.
Thank you, Josh.
And I'm sorry, with me working the controls, trying to get you on here was like giving freaking birth.
Yeah,
I get it.
it's underneath there. It'll glow up when somebody's in the green room. You know what I mean, Walker?
Yeah.
So what's going on, guys? And I'm still on my second sip of coffee, man. So my apologies. I'm sorry. I'm like all types late here.
It's all good, man.
Morning, Delmer. How you doing, bud?
Yeah, we got
Say
Chris
what's
King.
going
We
for
got
Walker.
Delmer.
Chris, what's up, bud?
Woo-hoo!
I got to walk both of you guys. And I'm over here with a paper ass. Oh, okay. I see what's up. Oh shit. But
We're the cool kids.
that's it. Hell yeah. I'm out. I set this up outside, so if I get some cars and stuff, I'm sorry, guys, man. I looked at the time. I woke up. It was like 9:40 something. I'm like, holy crap.
I knew it was going to be a late morning for you.
Yeah, it was a long night. So,
But, you know, this is the thing, man. You're here now, and that's what matters.
That's it. So
You know?
what you been having going on today? Some Hulk stuff, Ozzy stuff.
We talked a little bit about Hulk, Ozzy. We talked a little bit about our favorite Saturday morning cartoons that we grew up with. Guilty pleasure music. You know, it's just kind of been all over the place. Like I like it.
Guilty pleasure music.
Yeah, like music that you listen to that you really don't want anybody else knowing that you listen to.
Oh, I got it.
You know, like for me,
like
I told
a Nickelback fan or something.
no, I told everybody. I was honest. I like ABBA.
ABBA. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only was the music and the composition great, man, that blonde was fucking smoking.
There it is. I don't know.
As a young kid, that matters.
I don't even know who I'd pick for like guilty pleasure, man. What about you, Josh? What you got a guilty pleasure?
I don't know. I have a really eclectic taste in music. I listen to everything. So,
Yeah.
and like at work, I would play it and everybody would hear it. So I don't really have anything I listen to that people don't know about. I kind of, my mood a lot of times dictates what I'm listening to.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah.
my Spotify and Apple Music's, man, are bipolar, man. I'm like, I got everything from like the Beatles to Slayer to NWA in it. I would say my guilty pleasure. I ain't gonna lie, man. I do like some Nickelback. You know what I mean? But my thing I've been into lately, as I talked to you, Walker, would be what's his name? Youngblood. Since all that shit with Ozzy, and I checked a couple things, he's been popping out all over my thing. I'm like, man, this kid is actually crushing it, man. So I've been checking out a lot of that stuff.
I got a lot of respect for that kid.
Yeah. And my Saturday morning cartoons were He-Man and Smurfs, man. That was definitely them too. I forget some of the others because some of them weren't Saturday mornings, right? Like Thundercats, I think it was afternoons. I think I used to watch Thundercats. I'm getting fucking old, dude.
Thundercats was awesome. I used to watch G.I. Joe too.
G.I. Joe was good. Yeah.
Now, see, you say you're getting old.
For Transformers, big one too. But was that Saturday mornings, Transformers, or was that an afternoon one?
Transformers was Saturday morning originally.
All right, then that was one too.
But you say you're getting old, man. Look, I'm old. I used to watch fucking Deputy Dog.
Oh,
you ever heard of that one?
Yeah, no, I know Deputy Dog. Yeah,
that's some early '70s shit. Yeah, get that lung butter up.
Damn, man.
This coughing break brought to you by Sean Madigan.
My bad, dude. Like I said, I just opened my eyes. I'm still in smoke, coffee, hack mode and shit. We got He-Man was.
If it weren't for the '70s, I wouldn't be here. Amen to that.
70s had some awesome shit all around, man, between music and even their cartoons, man. Mask.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I think my absolute favorite cartoon was called Battle of the Planets, if you remember that. There was G-Force, and they all dressed. There were 4 teenagers who dressed like different birds, and they rode around in this spaceship called the Phoenix.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
And man, when I was a kid, that was the shit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I don't know if I ever watched it, but I remember seeing pictures of it or something.
Were you into the sci-fi stuff when you were growing up, like Star Trek and all that?
What was that, bud?
I said, were y'all into the sci-fi stuff when you were growing up, like Star Trek and all that stuff?
I was a Star Wars guy, kid, but you know, I fell off after Return of the Jedi, man. You know, I'm a like I didn't like any of the newer stuff. Same thing with Metallica, nothing after Justice, man. I don't know. Which some of the Black Album grew on me and they got added in, but I watched some sci-fi. I didn't do the Star Trek thing. My stepfather was really into that. I mean, really into it. You could say one thing and he'd be like, episode 522. You know, I'm like, God damn, bro. Like, you know, all right.
Well, see, for me, let me just say, Randy R. G-Force was awesome. Loved it. Absolutely. But for me, man, you know, I grew up on, watching reruns in the early 70s of the original Star Trek, and I loved it. You know, I was a big Star Trek fan. You know, there's some science fiction movies that not a whole lot of people have heard of that I love. There was one called The Black Hole that came out in 79 or so. That was fantastic. You know, sci-fi, I like it as long as it's not just rehash stuff. You know, that's why after Return of the Jedi, I said Star Wars can, you know, go away
Yeah,
because to me
yeah,
it was just all rehashed bullshit.
yeah. Well, now the one sci-fi thing, which I guess is considered sci-fi, that I absolutely love though was V. When that came out, V, when they, you know, Robert Englund, all them lizard people and shit, like back in the '80s, that was cool. They actually revamped it not that long. Well, it's a few years now, but that was
Nice.
actually pretty decent. Then they only lasted the one season, man. But I actually dug it.
Well, that was like one of my favorite shows growing up. I think it lasted 2 seasons. Was Buck Rogers in the 25th Century? You know, with Gil Gerard and Wilma, whatever her name is, in the tight suit.
Oh, really?
Uh,
I've seen that.
you never seen Buck Rogers?
Oh, Buck Rogers. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Buck Rogers, man.
I think
Little robot
Punk
named
Rockers, dude.
Twinkie.
I'm still waking up. I thought you said Punk Rockers. I'm like, yeah, I never seen that cartoon.
Woo-hoo, Chris King, Twinkie.
I like when the genres kind of mix too, like when you take like sci-fi and horror and you get like Aliens and Predator and stuff like that. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, those are more the ones I like, the sci-fi horrors. You know what I mean? Stuff like
The
that.
first 2 Aliens and The Thing are 3 of my favorite movies of all time.
Well, I tell you what, it might be unpopular opinion, but I think that last Predator that was on Hulu was absolutely, like, besides the first one, the best one, man. That was actually, I thought, really good, dude. That new Predator one on that was done on Hulu.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that one yet.
Yeah,
but
you should check that out, man. That was actually, to me, right. It flew past right every other Predator out there to the first one. I just like the way it was done, and it was different, you know.
Are you talking about Prey?
What's that?
Are you talking about Prey, the one where it's like in the
Yeah,
Native Americans and everything?
yeah, with the Native Americans fighting them and shit. It was actually really good.
I'll have
I
to
thought
check
that
that
was
out.
pretty cool.
Yeah. I just like the whole concept of it, where it wasn't all futuristic and everything else. It was, you know what I mean? It was like, you know, like this girl basically just battling the shit out of it and stuff. It was, I dug it, man.
I like how I like in that franchise how they'll tie back to other stuff. Like the gun he gives him in the second Predator is the gun that they get in that movie.
Yeah, they linked it. Yeah.
So like little nods that if you've been a fan of it, you know.
Yeah. And I think there's even talks of making a part 2 of that or something like that. I saw something pop up, but then nothing confirmed. Either a part 2 of that or another Predator, but similar. You know what I mean?
Well, this is going to make me unpopular. I have only seen one Predator movie.
Oh, really? I haven't
I
seen
have,
some of them. I haven't seen some of the later ones, but
and it wasn't the original. It was whichever one, the one, and I really liked it, had Lance Henriksen in it.
Oh,
I don't know if it was Alien versus Predator or whatever, but that was a good movie.
so you never seen the first one with like Jesse the Body and all that?
No, I've seen clips of it. I just, you know, I never got around to watching it.
It was good. I liked it. I mean, it was 80s. You know what I mean? All the movies had that like 80s kind of little bits of cheesy one-liners and everything else, but that's what I loved
Right.
about the 80s, man.
Get to the
You know?
chopper.
That's
Yeah.
why when they're remaking stuff, like I hope they don't torch this, you know, 50 foot.
Mm.
That's why I hope they don't touch this, torch this. What's that one? The Attack of the 50-foot woman. You know, I hope they keep it like B horror and they don't make it all kinds of, you know, goofy.
Right.
Because that's my problem with some of them, man. Like I can't like I like Johnny Depp and I like some of his movies. But when he remakes like a classic and he just turns it into goofy bullshit, it just drives me crazy, dude. Like when he redid what was that? Oh, the Dark Shadows. I loved Dark Shadows, man. And Barnabas was this like serious vampire, and then you got Johnny Depp doing the same one. I'm like, what the fuck is this, dude? I was getting so mad at that. Same thing.
Let me tell you.
Huh?
Let me tell you. My wife and I, we rented Dark Shadows one night at Redbox back in the day. We got it home. We were excited because I was a huge original Dark Shadows fan.
Yeah, it was a great show.
We popped that in and we turned it off after about 35 minutes. It was horrible.
It was. I thought so too.
It was garbage.
I mean, the people that didn't watch the original, maybe it wouldn't be all right, but like they just changed. He just changed all the characters. You know what I mean? The same thing with like Willy Wonka, where it was all goofy. You know?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Whenever Depp takes over a classic role, he tries to Johnny Deppize it and make it weird.
Yeah.
You know, and that just bugs me.
Yeah. Which is weird, man, because he could play. Like I loved him in the early days, man. I used to watch something like 21 Jump Street and all that crap. You know, but some of him and Tim Burton movies together kind of drive me a little nuts. Now he is just cast in another movie coming out playing the serial killer, and I forgot. I just saw that come across yesterday too. I forgot what it is. I got to check into that and see what that is. But he's cast in some serial killer movie.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the last Johnny Depp movie I actually liked was From Hell.
Uh-huh.
See, I like
Where
the
he
ones
was,
that he does. I like his
where he
movies
was
that
going
aren't
after
as,
the
like,
Ripper.
It was from what?
Yeah.
You like broke up a little bit, but or that's my phone. I don't know.
I like the ones he does that aren't his big studio movies, like that Ninth Gate was a good movie. The one where Secret Room was pretty good, where he plays the killer. You know, the
I
ones
never
where
saw
he's
that.
just, you know, it's not like he's
Yeah, those
just
movies-
acting. He's not being Johnny Depp, I guess.
Yeah, like those movies are better. It's the ones that he just tries to go super goofy with that, like, and I don't know if that's him or Tim Burton or who's telling him to do. You know what I mean? But like, it's like holy crap. But Pee-wee's Big Adventure is Tim Burton's best movie, and I'll take that to the grave. I would die on that hill.
Agree.
I love me some Pee Wee Herb.
Oh, I'm
Another
really
one.
fond of the first two Batman movies Tim Burton did.
Oh, yeah, and Batman. Yeah.
Now, this is the thing. You know, when it comes to Batman, in my opinion, Michael Keaton was and always will be the best Batman ever.
You said Adam West wrong.
Huh? No,
messing
I'm talking movie wise.
I know, I got you.
Adam West was the man. But the reason Michael Keaton worked so well was because he was unassuming. You know?
No, he was a great Batman. Yeah, he was great.
He was fantastic.
And you know, a lot of times people disagree with me, but I think so was Val Kilmer. I thought
Val Kilmer was good too. The story on that one was not great, but the acting from Kilmer was spot on.
Right. Movie wise, it wasn't as good of a movie, but I thought he killed it as Batman. You know what I mean? George Clooney, kiss my ass. I didn't like that George Clooney one.
Fun little trivia fact. I was reading an excerpt from Burt Ward's book. Burt Ward, if you don't know, he played Robin in the original TV series. And he was talking about how Adam West would have sex with up to 5 women a day.
Wow.
And that Burt Ward walked in on him at one point, with like 15 women having an orgy. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, did he need a utility belt for that or what? You know?
Yeah, now that would have been a good time for when he turns around and looks at Burt Ward like, I'm Batman.
or he looked at him and said, come, join in, old chum.
Yeah.
I just thought that was interesting. You know, Adam West was a fucking man whore.
Yeah, I have heard he was. I didn't know that part from Burt Ward, man, but that's cool, man.
A lot of those old shows were like that, though. Like, if you read about the stuff that went on behind the scenes on like the Brady Bunch and Happy Days and all that stuff, people were hooking up with each other all over the sets. It's crazy.
Yeah. Some of the most wholesome shows you hear, some of the shit that goes on backstage.
Oh yeah, come on. You know, freaking hell! Look at the show. I never really watched it because it was a little past my time. But the show Full House, the middle daughter.
Oh yeah, she
was a fucking crackhead whore.
Yeah,
I mean, she was literally smoking crack.
Yeah, she's had a lot of issues. Her actually,
you know, but you never know what's going on just from watching a show like that. You know, a lot of these shows had a lot of dark secrets, man.
And that's one of my guilty pleasures too. I'll be honest, man. Back in the day, even though it didn't go along with the whole metal thing and shit, but I watched some like TGIF, man, with a little fucking Full House and what's that other one with Suzanne Summers in it? Not Three's Company. They had other show. Step by Step, I think was that.
Family,
yeah, and then
Step by Step.
Yeah,
wasn't it her and Patrick Duffy?
Patrick Duffy, yeah. There was another show on there too. But anyway, at one point they had like a pretty cool like Friday lineup. And anytime I wasn't doing anything, I'd be sitting there watching it.
Yeah, they had that. They had those two, and they had Family Matters, and then they had Boy Meets World. And when I'm right about the same age as them, and I was in love with Topanga growing up.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, hey, I gotta admit, and this is going to sound creepy being as old as I am, it was after my time, but Topanga, she was cute.
Yeah.
You know, but you mentioned Family Matters. Let me tell you something. The daughter in Family Matters ended up being a porn actress.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Like serious porn actress. And I only watched that show maybe once or twice. because I wanted to punch Urkel right in the freaking throat. He
Oh.
was so annoying.
Oh, come on, man. You be getting old. Get off my lawn. Urkel was cool, man. I loved Urkel, man. I ain't gonna lie. I thought he cracked me.
Well, that's only because that's the way you dressed in freaking middle school.
I did. Oh, yeah. Except I had a Metallica shirt underneath the suspenders. You know? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Perfect Strangers, I think Delmer was
He
part of that.
actually redone that outfit, too, with one of the rappers or something like that. And they're doing some like gummies, THC gummies or something called Purple Urkel.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Hey, if Mike Tyson and Holyfield can come together and do little ear ones, that's pretty.
That was great. I love that commercial.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But
man, you know, all these flashbacks to my, formative years. There's things you forget about that when somebody mentions them, you go, "Holy shit!" The other day, I was talking with my actual blood brother, and he had sent me a little picture. He had texted me a picture of the original TV show highlight from the show Man from Atlantis, starring Patrick Duffy. And if you don't know what that was, it was basically a man from Atlantis living in the modern day. And it only lasted like a season. But man, that was like that was my favorite show when I was like 6.
And Delmar, I think it was Perfect Strangers was part of that, right? Or was that like a Thursday?
I think so.
I can't remember. I know I watched it. You know what I mean? But
that was part of that TGIF thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't remember. My brain's.
Dude,
I can remember all the shit I watched and listened to, but I can't remember time slots except for certain things. Dude,
let me tell you something. I woke up this morning and I was looking for my phone for 10 minutes and I had it in my damn hand. I get it.
I've done that. I've looked for my phone with the flashlight on my phone before.
Yeah. Or the other one, and anybody who wears glasses, when you're looking for your glasses and they're on your damn face.
I'm real bad about looking for them with them on top of my head. Like when I would be doing metal work or something, I'll do this, and then I'm looking everywhere for them. And they're sitting on top of my head.
Oh yeah, It's part of getting on,
Yeah, man. Oh yeah.
I'm at that fun stage where I walk into a room and can't remember what I walked in the room for.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing. But I could sing any line from an '80s song. You know what I mean? But I can't remember. I walked in the room.
Yeah, you can sit there and go. You can look at me and go, "All right, hey, what is Huey Lewis's real name?" And I can tell you. But by God, if I walk into a room 9 times out of 10, I'm sitting there going, "Why did I come in here?"
Right.
Well, and if I put something somewhere so I won't forget where I put it, I might as well throw it into a freaking black hole.
Might as well, man. I feel you. Now, one of the other things I wanted to talk about real quick was there is a lot of talk that there is going to be a new A-Team TV series.
A-Team?
A-Team.
I'd be about it. I thought the movie they put together had a good cast. I just think they picked the wrong spot for it to start. They started in the beginning.
I agree. And this is the thing. If they pick the right cast, a new A-Team could be badass.
I agree. And then I'll love it, and then they'll cancel it. That's what these pricks do all the time. I'm like, every time they come out with something, that I'm like, oh, all right, hell yeah, you know. They did it with Knight Rider. Well, they came out with Knight Rider a few times, but that one time, the last one that came out, and had the dude from All My Children or something in it as him, but I thought it was actually a really good show, and then it just canceled.
Well, and this is the thing. The reason I bring this up is there are 2 movies coming out that look like complete and utter dog shit. One, the new Naked Gun with Liam Neeson.
Yeah,
that looks terrible. I watched a 3-minute trailer of that and didn't laugh once.
Yeah.
The second one, they made another Spinal Tap movie.
Yeah, that's
and I watched a 3-minute trailer and not a damn chuckle. It's like, you know, if you're gonna remake something, remake it well.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, but the Spinal Tap one, that's more just like end of the career cashing in for one last thing, it sounds like, you know what I mean? But I was never huge into that whole Spinal Tap thing anyway, but I mean, I dug it, but it wasn't like top tier, you know, top for me. But like, I watched the trailer for that too, and I'm like, yeah, it's not looking great.
The original, you know, it's funny when the original came out, a lot of actual heavy metal musicians got pissed off because they thought it was an actual documentary.
Right.
And one of them was Ozzy Osbourne.
Right.
He got pissed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, it's satire. But I think the original was a classic. But the new one just looks like garbage.
There's some movies though that like it's the whole cast and everything that makes the movie what it is, and you can't really recreate the chemistry and stuff like that. Like one of my favorite movies I used to watch with my uncle is Young Frankenstein.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
With Gene Wilder. I don't think you could possibly redo that because
No,
Gene Wilder's Gene Wilder, you know?
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
And
that
that's
whole
what
cast, everybody was just spot on.
Jimmy Bones.
Yeah, Gene Wilder was the man, dude. You know, and that's what got me with Wonka too. Like I really thought that should have been a movie that just not get redone. You know what I mean? The Willy Wonka, but some movies you just got to leave alone and let them be classics, man. You know.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
you know, this is the thing. Remaking any Mel Brooks film is just a bad idea. They remade The Producers. The original Producers was genius comedy. The remake was absolute trash. And you know, and that's the thing that's sad is you know, Mel Brooks made some classic movies that could never be made today.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't if they remade Blazing Saddles, it would be 8.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, and Blazing Saddles.
That's the humor now, man. Everybody's gets so frustrated and offended by everybody. It's like
everybody's uptight.
Same thing. I would love to see like an All in the Family versus Jeffersons fucking kind of spin-off show again. You know what I mean? Just to tweak.
Oh yeah.
You know. But that's the thing. But that's the world I grew up in. Though. Like even my kids are like, "You're not sensitive to nothing." I'm like, "I'm Gen X, dude. I grew up with Andrew Dice Clay, George Carlin, Eddie Murphy when Eddie Murphy was Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean?
When Eddie Murphy was funny.
Yeah. I mean, we grew up with all these guys, Sam Kinison, all that shit, man. So it's like hard to really, you know, it's just, you know, I don't know.
Well, you know, the thing is this, is we are never going to get back to where comedy was edgy. We are never going to get back to where comedy is real. We're never going to get back to where people don't care if you're offended or not. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, I think there's a slim shot because a lot of these comedians now are fighting back and going back to edginess, and they're like F the cancel culture shit. You know what I mean? And what, a year ago, Eminem did come back from a portal from 2003, so we didn't have to abide by any of that bullshit anymore. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
bringing Shady back, but
I
yeah,
think I think YouTube is one of the things that's going to give it a fighting chance, because for a long time, if you wanted to be a comedian and you wanted an audience, you had to get a network or a cable station to put you on. Now they can just freelance on YouTube and get a huge following and kind of self-promote, and
Yep.
they can kind of step past that whole cancel culture thing. But
Well,
yeah,
and that's the thing, you know, when all those people tried to boycott Dave Chappelle on Netflix, and Netflix would double down and was like, nah, he's making us money. That's what it comes down to. And it, you know, I think that we need more Dave Chappelle's. We need more Bill Burr's.
oh yeah. Well, comedy's supposed to be about, like, if you leave a comedy show and nobody's offended about something, like, was it really a comedy? You know what I mean? It's
Right.
always one of them.
I mean,
look that's why I can laugh
at the difference. Look at the difference in Saturday Night Live then versus now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Saturday Night Woke, you mean?
Well, I haven't been a fan of Saturday Night Live since, like, I mean, I was big with it in the early days being a kid, in the 80s. But then they had that revamp with all the Michael Myers, Dave Spade, all that stuff.
What time y'all get?
Yeah.
What time y'all get home?
Yeah, Saturday Night Live.
What's that?
Yeah, I grew up watching the original Saturday Night Live with Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd and all that. And it just morphed into something unfunny and sad.
Yeah. Well, I think after a lot of them left, man, with Sandler and all them guys, it just really got, like, dumb.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah,
you had all them guys. Go ahead, bud. I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off.
Yeah, you had that little resurgence there in, like, the 90s where you got, like, Wayne's World and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that was pretty good, and they pushed the line pretty hard. I thought In Living Color was better too than Saturday Night Live.
I loved In Living Color, man.
Oh yeah, come on.
And even Mad TV. Mad TV was awesome too. But In Living Color, because Living Color was what, Sunday nights? I used to watch the hell out of that, man. That was actually a pretty cool show.
Who didn't love Fire Marshal Bill?
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, my only problem with that was that was the same character he played for his, like, first 5 movies. It was like, I was getting tired. I tell you what, with Jim Carrey, I love his more serious roles more than a lot of the comedy ones, man, to be honest with you.
Let me tell you, Jim Carrey, to me, when it comes to comedy, everything's the same.
Yeah, it was to be. Yeah,
everything's the same. That movie.
Amazing job.
That movie he made. I forgot what it was called. Was it called 23?
23. That's my favorite.
Great freaking movie.
Yeah.
Absolute great movie. And then you go and watch something like freaking, Ace Ventura 19,
Yeah.
And you're just like, come on.
Yeah, 23 and Man in the Moon, where he played Andy Kaufman.
Well, and Truman Show was pretty good.
Yeah.
But when it comes to comedy, it's just the same thing and overacting.
Well, and it was cool. Like, it was The Mask I liked, but that was when he did it the first time. It's sort of like Mike Myers. A lot of his characters are exactly the same too. He's just recycling the same stuff over and over.
Yeah, he is. What's the thing? A lot of them really played that same, like David Spade pretty much has that same kind of quirkiness in every movie, you know what I mean? But when he's paired up right, like him and Chris Farley was together was like comic gold, man. Like I loved Chris Farley, dude. But
Oh
to
yeah.
have David Spade as that quirky little, you know what I mean? It was pretty cool.
One of my wife's favorite movies is Tommy Boy.
Yeah, that was good.
That movie is awesome.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies from them. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. And they're
Now,
all, you know, Rob Snyder came to my little town the one day, and he was hysterical, man. He was walking through town, no bodyguards, no nothing. Went got a haircut, walked over to the bar. He was like walking all over like Millville here, and but he was hysterical too because he ripped on Sandler a little bit, you know, and he's like, he's like, I get the old lady, and he gets fucking Selma Hayek, and you know, talking about grown ups and all that shit. But yeah,
well, this is the thing about Rob Schneider. I love his comedy. He has not made a funny movie. I mean,
I like
you know,
I liked his movie. I liked a couple of them. I don't know all his movies, but I liked Bigelow. I liked.
well, okay. The first Deuce Bigelow was okay. The second one,
Well, I only seen the first. So
The Animal was horrible.
He's the character in the background. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
in a Grown Ups when you have a Sandler and the other like and it meshes well to give that character, but to lead role type thing is not. You know what I mean?
right. He's not a leading guy.
Right.
Well, I think some actors are made to be part of like an ensemble cast. I think that's why he did so good on like the stuff like the Grown Ups and Saturday Night Live and stuff because he was part of it was the whole cast was together all the time.
Yeah.
And they're all making each other look good.
Yeah, they all have that kind of thing element they add to it to make one. You know what I mean?
Like you were saying about Chris Farley and David Spade, the thing that was so good is how they played off of each other. If you had separated them, either one, it wouldn't have been as funny. But the way they can interact, it's great.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's why that era there in the early '90s Saturday Night Live was good because where they were all coming in and out of each other's movies and everything, you know, little guest appearances and different things. Because was he in? Didn't Chris Farley even make a guest appearance in Airheads? Airheads is one.
Yes, he was the cop.
He didn't.
He was the cop.
The cop. That's right. That's what he was. Yeah.
He's the best thing he did was he's standing there in front of this big bald dude with nipple rings, and the bald guy rips his badge off, and he just grabs that nipple ring and tears it off. That was great.
Yeah, that's right. He was a cop. I love that Airheads movie, man. Even Lemmy making a cameo at the end.
When he tore that nipple ring off and he just looks at it and he said, improvise.
Yeah.
I liked his little monologue in Wayne's World too, where he's playing the security guard backstage.
Yeah. Yeah, he was good in that too. I love some Wayne's World, man. That was right because when Wayne's World came out, I was like 14, 15. But right in the height of like me just, you know, Aussie and then band tees and like, you know, all that. So here comes Wayne's World, and it was just like perfect, you know. It was like Beavis and Butthead come to life, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. We've been at this for almost an hour and 10 minutes. And we do need to start the day in the real world. First and foremost, Mr. Carter, we appreciate you. Congratulations on Scallywag of the Week.
Yeah, man. Appreciate
it, y'all.
Yeah, man. Go pick you out a mug. And, you know, congrats. And, you know, couple of things. First and foremost, the intro that popped up on this morning was the intro to the Demented Show. I apologize, but any good advertisement. Now, I just want to say this. If you're going through anything, you're struggling, you need somebody to talk to, reach out to a brother or sister and, you know, reach out to somebody because there's always somebody there that is willing to listen. Don't let yourself sit in darkness by yourself. Let somebody come in and bring a little light into the situation. All right. I appreciate you, Joshua. I appreciate you, Sean. I appreciate everyone that watched and everybody that will tune in and watch on the replay. Y'all are the reason that we do this, and love you, and keep demented and stay scallywag. Y'all be good.
All right, have a good one, guys.
See you next
Thank
week.
y'all.
All right.